Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to the 1985 World Series in season ticket baseball. We are live at Tiger Stadium tonight for game number 1 of the 1985 World Series in season ticket baseball between the Montreal Expos and the Detroit Tigers, as Ben Witz is first to join us here at Tiger Stadium. This is going to be a fun series, and let's relive how we got here. Both of these teams had to go through the wild card round in the playoffs. Montreal Expos first had to beat the Cincinnati Reds and then the New York Mets in the wild card game. Then they defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers 3-1 after losing game 1. Then the Expos had to beat the Houston Astros in 5 games after Nolan Ryan took an injury in game 1. As for the Detroit Tigers, their first order of business was avenging the 1991 wild card game against the historic 1985 World Series champion Kansas City Royals. After doing that, the Tigers then went through the number 1 seed overall New York Yankees in 4 games after also dropping game 1. Then the Tigers ran into the California Angels and went through a 7-game war with that series. So that's how we've gotten to this World Series. By virtue of the better record, the Tigers do have home field advantage for the World Series, which means games 1, 2, 6, and 7 will be here at Tiger Stadium. 3, 4, and 5 will be at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. You may also be noticing that it's maybe a little bit brighter behind me, it's a little bit brighter on the front of the field. That's because I'm trying out a new light that I've got mounted on my camera. So there's a lot going on here. So let's say we jump right into the action. Although we're going to have a little bit of pregame festivities, if everyone will please rise and take off and remove any head coverings once I get back to OBS or once I get back to my desktop, we will have the playing of our national anthem. When we get to this point of the season, I do normally like to lean a little bit more into the pageantry, especially letting the anthems play for the games. I did that during the 1991 playoffs that I did on the channel, and also when I had my 1972 NFL season replay and Momentum Football for the Super Bowl. So I do, like I said, I do like to lean into that pageantry a little bit more. So with that all being taken care of, let's say we jump into the action here as we've got an electric Tiger Stadium. So let's jump in and start this game 1. Let's go to the top of the first. There will be a Canadian national anthem, but that will be on game 3. The way I'm going to do the anthems is I'm going to do it based on the home team of the country. So I don't know if it wouldn't make sense to me, I don't think, to play the Canadian national anthem when Detroit is the home team in the United States. But there will be the Canadian national anthem when we go to Olympic Stadium starting in game 3. So that's how I'm going to handle the anthem question. But with that all being said, let's jump in for Game 1. Starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers tonight is Jack Morris. 16-11 with a 3.33 ERA. 257 innings pitched, 191 strikeouts, 110 walks, and 21 home runs in 85. And the lineup trying to help the Expos take control of take Game 1. Let's take a look at them. They usually play both when both countries are playing. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for Game 2. We'll have both anthems for Game 2 tomorrow night then. I didn't know how they normally handled this. It's my first time ever having a Canadian team being at this point of a season. So let's go ahead and meet the lineup for the Expos tonight. Leading off, and wow, I already like this light already. It's making it a lot easier to read the cards. We've got, let me bring my score sheet in though. We've got UL Washington as the designated hitter. Visiting team first, then the home team. Okay, we'll keep that in mind for Game 2. Andre Dawson in right field. Tim Raines in left field. Vance Law at second base. Tim Wallach at third base. Mitch Webster in center field. Hubie Brooks is at shortstop. Mike Fitzgerald's catching. And Razor Shines is at first base tonight. And that's the lineup that's going to try to get this series, try to get the Expos a 1-0 lead here in Game 1 of the World Series. Normally I have them up there anyway when I'm going through the lineups, but I think the lights are what made it a lot easier to read them. It'll also make it a lot easier to see that we are using black, white, and orange dice tonight as the Tigers are the home team. Game 1 of this 1985 World Series. Expos and the Tigers. Fans here at Tiger Stadium are electric. Leading off for the Expos, UL Washington. 249 average, 1 home run, 17 RBIs in 85. Morris looking over at Lance Parrish. He will get the sign. Fans here at Tiger Stadium are electric. Which team will take Game 1 and take a 1-0 series lead? Only the dice know for sure, and in order to find out what the dice know, we have to go to the first pitch, so here we go. And the 1985 World Series starts with a 263. Against a switch left, a 263 will be a swing and a miss for Washington. 1 out in the inning, and we are underway here at Tiger Stadium. Andre Dawson will now step into the batter's box. 255 average, 23 home runs, 91 RBIs, and 85. Morris looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 212 against a righty. 212 will turn into a 412, and that'll be a fly ball into right field. Back for that one for the Tigers is Kirk Gibson. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Tim Raines, now the batter for the Expos. 320 average, 11 home runs, 41 RBIs, and 85. Morris looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 529. And for Parrish, that'll be a passed ball. Ball 1. We will do it again. This time it's a 574. That's into left field. Johnny Grubb going back for that one, and that'll be a fly ball to him. He will take his time, make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the top of the first. Score is now Montreal 0, Detroit coming to bat. Ooh. Gotta watch out with that light. Got a lot of cables running around here all of a sudden. And yes, indeed, let's play ball. Starting pitcher for the Montreal Expos here in the bottom of the first is their number 1 starter, Bryn Smith. 18-5 with a 2.91 ERA, 222 and a third innings pitched, 127 strikeouts, 41 walks, and 12 home runs in 85. The lineup in charge of getting this series to a 1-0 Detroit. Let's meet them. Leading off tonight, we have got Alan Trammell at shortstop. Nelson Simmons is the designated hitter. Kirk Gibson is in right field. Lou Whitaker is at second base. Darrell Evans is at first base. Johnny Grubb is in left field. Lance Parrish is catching. Barbaro Garby is in center field. And Tom Brookins is at third base tonight. That's the lineup in charge of getting the series to a 1-0 Detroit lead. Leading off for the Tigers is Alan Trammell. .258 average, 13 home runs, 57 RBIs, and 85. And I will see you guys in chat, which right now is a party of just Ben, at the top of the second. As Smith will look into Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set, here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. Smith will get started with a .375, and a .375 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Grabbing that one is going to be Brooks. He will take his time, throw that over to first, and Brooks will throw his counterpart out for the first out of the inning. Nelson Simmons, now at the plate for the Tigers, the designated hitter tonight. .239 average, 10 home runs, 33 RBIs, and 85. Smith looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set, here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. This time it's a .669. That'll turn into a .679 and be a bloop single for Simmons. He will get on first with the first hit for either team tonight. Infield will go to double play depth. Batter now for the Tigers is Kirk Gibson. .287 average, 29 home runs, 97 RBIs, and 85. You know Tigers management has told this team leave as many base runners stranded as possible is not a plan they want to run back against these Expos. Simmons, not a threat to steal, he will hold. Gibson has got excellent power, he will swing away. Smith will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a .216. And against a lefty, a .216 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Grabbing that's going to be Law. He will throw that over to Brooks. That'll get Simmons. And Brooks will throw that over to first. That is in time. That'll be a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Stadium groans. Ugh. The Tigers get a hit, but they can't do anything with it. We are scoreless here in Detroit after 1. Well, that's the part of not leaving as many base runners stranded as possible, but somehow I don't think that's what the Detroit managers had in mind in terms of leaving fewer runners stranded. I was rambling, but I was getting to the same place, Ben. Morris finishes up his warm-up tosses as Vance Law steps into the batter's box. .266 average, 10 home runs, 52 RBIs, and 85. And I know Ben is not happy with how the Tigers left nobody on base that time. Morris will look into Parrish for the sign. Fans at Tiger Stadium are still loud. Morris will set, and he will pitch. That is a .665, and a .665 will be grounded over to short. Grabbing that is Trammell. He will take his time, throw that over to first, out number 1. You know the Tigers have got to be coming into this game and knowing they do not want to go to Olympic Stadium with a 1-1 split. They want to go up to Montreal up 2-0 in this series. Here's Tim Wallach. .260 average, 22 home runs, 81 RBIs, and 85. Morris will look in at Parrish for the sign. He will set, here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a .604. And a .604 will be grounded right over to second. This time it'll be Whitaker getting to that one. He will take his time, throw it over to first. 2 outs in the inning. And here's Mitch Webster for the Tigers, or for the Expos. .274 average, 11 home runs, 30 RBIs, and 85. Morris looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set, here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a .129. That'll turn into a .329 and be a fly ball into left field. Back for that one is going to be Grubb. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here in the top of the second. We are still scoreless at Tiger Stadium as we get set for the bottom of the second. Just going to check the hand to make sure everything looks good there. Okay. Smith will finish up his warm-up tosses as he will be facing the middle of the Tigers' order as well. Lou Whitaker leading off for the Tigers. 279 average, 21 home runs, 73 RBIs, and 85. Smith looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 251 against a lefty. 251. Whitaker will have a leadoff single, and he will be on board. Infield will go to double play depth as Darrell Evans now steps into the batter's box. 248 average, 40 home runs, 94 RBIs, and 85. Whitaker is not going anywhere, and Evans has got great power. He will swing away. Smith will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 364, and a 364 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Law will grab that one. He'll throw that over first to get Evans for the first out of the inning. Whitaker will move over to second on the play. Here's Johnny Grubb stepping into the batter's box. 245 average, 5 home runs, 25 RBIs, and 85. Smith looking in at Fitzgerald. He will get the sign. Smith will set, and he will deal. That is a 365, and a 365 is going to be grounded over to second. Law will get to that one as well. He will make the play over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Whitaker will make third. Lance Parrish will take his first time at the plate. 273 average, 28 home runs, 98 RBIs, and 85. Whitaker has the first run of the game, 90 feet away. Smith will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 549. That sounds like a problem. That'll be over to, who's second base? Law. And Law's going to boot that one, and that'll give the Tigers the early lead. Law's going to pick that one up, drop it. At least he'll eat it. Parrish goes to first. Whitaker will score. It is 1-0 Tigers. Stadium cheers. Yay! Barbaro Garby, now the batter. 257 average, 6 home runs, 29 RBIs, and 85. Smith turns around, gives Law a glare. This is not the way you want to start Game 1 of the World Series if you're an Expos fan. Smith will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. This time it's a 316, and a 316. Garby's going to get frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That will retire the side. A hit and an error gives the Tigers a run. It also gives them a 1-0 lead after 2. And yes, indeed, the Tigers will take runs anyway, anyhow. It doesn't need to be pretty. They just need to have more than the other guys when the game's over. Here's Hubie Brooks leading off the top of the third for the Expos as Morris finishes up his warm-up tosses. 269 average, 13 home runs, 100 RBIs, and 85. If I'm the Tigers, though, I've also got to be looking at getting some breathing room. I don't think I want to be close against this Expos team, especially in the later innings. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 364, and a 364 is going to be grounded over to third. Grabbing that one is going to be Brookins. He will take his time, throw that across the diamond, out number 1. We have seen the Expos get way too many clutch moments for Detroit to feel anything resembling comfort with a 1-0 lead. Here's Mike Fitzgerald. 207 average, 5 home runs, 34 RBIs, and 85. Morris looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 4-0-1, and against a righty, Fitzgerald will reach with a 1-out walk. As Morris loses control of the heat on the outside corner, that is ball 4. The infield will go to double play depth, and here's Razor Shines. 120 average, no home runs, 3 RBIs, and 85. Fitzgerald, not a threat to steal, he will hold. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 5-0-4. That's going to give us a rare play with a runner on first. Let's see what happens here. That is a 673. And a 673 says, to break up a double play, runner 1 slides hard into second base. Second baseman is injured in the collision. So it's going to be a 6-4 putout. There will be 2 outs in the inning. But Whitaker is going to be injured on the play. The question is, how bad is the injury? I'm surprised it didn't tell me to roll for the injury. Let me look here. Let's see if there is a clarification here. So injuries. Looks like there's a sliding injury here. Okay, so we'll use that for the injury table. So I am going to rule that. So Fitzgerald is out. Shines is safe at first. 2 outs in the inning. But before we get to our next batter, we need to figure out how bad the injury is to Whitaker. So Whitaker is going to roll. Let's see. Batters played 162 games. Whitaker played 150 games. So the modifier here is going to be a +5. So we'll roll all 3 dice and add the modifier. So 5 plus this roll. 5 plus 10, 17, 22. So Whitaker has got a strained neck. He's going to miss 2 days. Strained neck, which means Whitaker will have to come out of tonight's game. I'm sure Ben has got to be panicking about that. Let's see if the Tigers have a new second baseman. Whitaker's got to come out. The Tigers, yes, they do have a new second baseman. Actually, they've got a couple of different second basemen. Okay. So we'll go here. I'm just going to make an update in my score sheet. Taking over at second base for Detroit once Digital Diamond decides it wants to catch up with me here. Come on. Not the bullpen, Phoenix. Sorry, it's being a little bit slow here. Digital Diamond is just doing its thing. 4 spot. Okay. Let's just make sure that's all going to cooperate with me. Perfect. Taking over at second base for the Tigers is going to be Doug Flynn. We'll meet him. We'll have his batting stats when he takes his spot at the plate. Here's Washington. Washington tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Shines, not a threat to do anything. He will hold. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 468. Against a righty, of 468 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that one for the Tigers is going to be Garby. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs and nothing across except the walk for the Expos, but an injury to Whitaker may help them here. Score is still 1-0 Tigers as we get set for the bottom of the third. Tiger Nation has got to be holding their breath that Whitaker comes back quickly and that the Tigers don't fall into too deep a hole here. Smith will finish up his warm-up tosses as Tom Brookins will step into the batter's box. 237 average, 7 home runs, 47 RBIs in 85. Smith looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 320. And Brookins is going to get frozen by a slider on the inside corner for strike 3. That is out number 1. Second strikeout on the night by Smith. 1 out in the inning, and the batter now is Trammell. Trammell is 0 for 1. Smith once again gets the sign from Parrish. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the deal. That is a 540. That's over to second base. Law will get that one with no trouble. He'll take his time with it, throw it over to first, I should say, for out number 2. Law trying to be very careful with the baseball after his error earlier led to a Tigers run. Here's Simmons. Simmons is 1 for 1 with a single tonight. Smith trying to get out of this inning. He will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 391. And a 391 is going to be a base hit for Simmons. He'll extend the inning with a single. With his second single on the night. And here's Gibson. Gibson tonight is 0 for 1. He bounced into a double play that cleared the bases for the Tigers. Smith will look in at Fitzgerald for the sign. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 347. And Gibson's going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That will retire the side. Nothing across except the single for the Tigers, but it is still 1-0 Detroit after 3. And the Tigers seem to have picked up where they left off in leaving men on. Detroit does have the 1-0 lead, but again, if I'm in a Tigers uniform right now, I am not feeling anything resembling safe with that 1-0 lead. Top of the fourth brings us back toward the top of the Expos order. Here's Dawson. Dawson's 0 for 1 tonight. Morris knows he's got to protect this 1-0 lead like fine china. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. A 144. That'll be grounded right back to Morris. He will throw that over to Evans for the first out of the inning. One out, and here's Raines. Raines tonight is 0 for 1. Morris looking in at Parrish for the sign once again. He will set, and here's the deal. That is a 606. And a 606 is going to be Raines getting frozen by the heat for strike 3, out number 2. Two outs in the inning, and the batter now for the Expos is Law. Law tonight is 0 for 1. Morris hoping for another nice quick 1-2-3 inning. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 270. And against a righty, 270 is going to be Law getting frozen by a slider for strike 3. That will retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Expos here in the top of the fourth. Tigers still with a 1-0 lead as we get set for the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth as Smith finished up his warm-up tosses. And now it's time to meet the replacement second baseman, Doug Flynn. 255 average, no home runs, and 2 RBIs in 85. This is a very big moment for him to step into. Game 1 of the World Series with Whitaker hurt. Whitaker's back in the training room, and we'll have an update on him as we hear more from the Tigers. Smith will get the sign from Fitzgerald, and he will pitch. That is a 627. That'll turn into a 637 and be a fly ball into center field. Back for that one for the Expos is going to be Webster. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. Here's Evans. Evans tonight is 0 for 1. Smith trying to hold this game right where it is. He will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 296. Uh-oh. That does not look like keeping it against a lefty. Actually, 296 is going to be a fly ball into right field. I thought he was against a righty, but no, Evans is a lefty. Dawson going back for that one on his horse. He will make the catch on the run for 2 outs in the inning. That was a deep fly ball, but Dawson able to track it down. 2 outs, and the batter now is Grubb. Grubb tonight is 0 for 1. Smith looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 627. That'll turn into a 637. And be a fly ball into center field. Webster coming in for that one slightly. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers here in the bottom of the fourth. Score is still 1-0 Detroit here at Tiger Stadium after 4. Okay, looks like I haven't finished all of that yet. Good to know that the camera at least seems to be behaving. Morris finishes up his warm-up tosses as we find ourselves in the middle of the Expos order. Here's Wallach. Wallach tonight is 0 for 1. Tigers with a 1-0 lead. Let's make sure to change this as well so we are in the top of the 5th. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud, but they're also nervous. Morris will set, and he will pitch. That is a 169, and a 169 is going to be a leadoff walk for Wallach. He will work a one-out walk out of Morris. That is the second free pass that Morris has given up tonight. Infield will go to double play depth, and the batter now is Webster. Webster's 0 for 1. Wallach could try to... No, he's not. He's going to hold. Parrish has got a very good arm behind the plate, even if Wallach could get the lead. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. Webster got great power. He's going to swing away. Morris will set, and he will pitch. Into a 200. That'll turn into a 400 against a switch left, and against a righty, a 400. Even that's going to be a walk for Webster, and suddenly the Expos have something going on as Morris looking a little bit shaky with the slider for ball 4. Webster will trot to first with a free pass. Here's Brooks. Brooks tonight is 0 for 1. Parrish going out talking to Morris saying, hey, what's going on? We've got to take control of the World Series. We got to take control of this game tonight. Stream is A-OK tonight. Thanks for the reassurance, Ben. I'm a little bit of a control freak on that, though. What can I say? Anyway, what I can say now is talking about how Morris is going to get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. Wallach waits with the tying run. Morris will set, and he will pitch. That is a 356. And a 356 is going to be grounded over to third. Grabbing that is going to be Brookins. He will throw that over to Flynn at second. That'll get Webster. Then the throw over to first. That is in time as the Tigers go around the horn. 5-4-3 on the double play. Wallach will make it to third, though. Stadium cheers. Yay! But they are not happy to have Wallach over at third, even though there are 2 outs in the inning. Batter now is Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald tonight has a walk. Wallach over at third with the tying run. Morris, Tiger Stadium is loud. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 360. And a 360 is going to be a slow hit ball in the infield. Fitzgerald, on his horse, he is going to beat that out, and that will tie the game. Wallach will come in to score. As Fitzgerald goes to first, tie a game at 1 here in the top of the 5th. Stadium groans. Ugh. Here's Shines. Shines is 0 for 1 tonight. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. Morris will set, and he will pitch. That is a 225. And against a switch left, a 225, that's going to be a walk as Shines will work a 2-out walk out of the at-bat. That is the 3rd free pass Morris has given up tonight. Tigers fans are nervous. Here's Washington. Washington tonight is 0 for 2. Parrish again going out to talk to Morris, trying to calm him down, saying, hey, what's going on? 3 walks in an inning? Tigers are in real danger here. Tiger Stadium is loud. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 574. That's into left field. Grubb, I believe, is in left field. Yes, he is. 574. That'll be a fly ball right to him. Grubb, we'll get to that one. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. The Expos tie this game, though. 1 run, 1 hit, 3 walks. We are tied at 1 heading into the bottom of the 5th. If you're a Tiger fan, you are probably nervous tonight. And yep, the Expos got a big double play. Or the Tigers got a big double play. The Expos hit into a big double play. Smith will finish up his warm-up tosses as he's looking at the bottom of the Tigers' order. Here's Parrish. Parrish tonight reached on an error. Smith will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 365. And a 365 is going to get popped up on the infield. Shine's going into foul territory, but he will make the catch. Out number 1. Garby, now the batter. Garby tonight is 0 for 1. Smith looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. Tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 306. And Garby's going to get frozen by a changeup for strike 3. Out number 2. Here's Brookins. Brookins tonight is 0 for 1. Smith looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign once again. He will set, and here's the deal. That is a 525. That's over to Fitzgerald. And a 525 is going to be a walk, as Brookins will work a 2-out walk out of the at-bat, as Fitzgerald manages not to be able to frame the pitch. Here's Trammell stepping to the plate. Oop. Trammell tonight is 0 for 2. Doesn't have that walk yet. Smith will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Tiger Stadium is loud. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 108, and he's not going to get that walk because that's a 308. And Trammell's going to get frozen by the heat for strike 3, inning over. Nothing across except the walk for the Tigers. Thanks to a run for the Expos, we find ourselves tied at 1 after 5. Top of the 6th brings up the ever-dangerous Dawson to lead off the inning. Dawson tonight, though, is 0 for 2. His bat's been fairly quiet this whole postseason. Morris looking in at Parrish for the sign. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. Morris will set, and he will pitch. That is a 493. 493 against a righty is going to be a swing and a miss by Dawson on a curveball. He tries to do too much with the curve. 1 out in the inning. As the hook disappears for Dawson, 1 out, and the batter now is Raines. Raines tonight is 0 for 2. Raines has got some great speed. Morris looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 120. That'll turn into a 320, and Raines will leg out an infield single using that great speed. Raines gets on his horse, gets the single, and the batter now is Law. Law tonight is 0 for 2, and I think he's going to square around. He's going to square around with a bunt. The infield is going to bring the corners in, expecting the bunt. Actually, before he bunts, I think Raines is going to try to get the lead. He's going to see if he can get the lead on Morris. The Expos might be willing to try to swipe a base here. He's got to steal a 5 against a hold of 4. Raines is not able to get the lead, just barely. So now Law will bunt. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, he will pitch, and here's the bunt. Let's see, a 6 and a 6 is a 12. That's going to be a problem. Okay, that's a miss, which will be 2 strikes, I believe. Yep, 2 strikes. So Law doesn't get the bunt down. The bunt is going to be called off at this point, and the infield will go back to double play depth. And now we will pitch normally. This time it's a 364, and a 364 is going to get popped up on the infield. I was about to say Garvey, but he's not at first base tonight. Evans is. He'll call everybody off in the grass, make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Raines will hold. Batter now is Wallach. Wallach tonight is 0 for 1. He's got a walk tonight, though. Morris trying to get out of the inning. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 587. That's into center field. Going back for that one. Center field going back for that is Garvey. And that's going to drop for a base hit. Raines, they have a decision to make here. Is Raines going to try to extend it? No. He's going to be content with a single, as the Expos have something going on with 2 outs. The Expos are not going to get greedy here. Batter now is Webster. Webster tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk. Raines has got excellent speed. He's waiting with the go-ahead run 180 feet away. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. Morris will set, and he will pitch. That is a 455, and a 455 is going to give the Expos their first lead of the day with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep. That ball is gone. Home run, Mitch Webster. Expos take the lead. Everybody coming in for a meeting at the plate. 4-1 Expos. Stadium groans. Ugh. That one wasn't Morris's fault. Webster just went and got that one and got it out of here. 4-1 Expos, and the batter now is Brooks. Brooks is 0 for 2 tonight. Morris can't believe it. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 645, and a 645 is going to be grounded over to first. Evans will grab that one. He'll wave off Morris coming over, and that will retire the side. But the Expos take the lead. 3 runs on 3 hits. A A 3-run bomb by Mitch Webster. Expos now with a 4-1 lead as we get set for the bottom of the 6th. Tiger Stadium cannot be happy with what they're seeing here. And both teams in real life, 1985, were 84 and 77. Good game to be expected. And Ben's got the crying Tiger there. Smith will finish up his warm-up tosses as he's looking at the top of the Tigers' order. Here's Simmons. Simmons is 2 for 2 with 2 singles tonight. Smith looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign, all of a sudden with a 4-1 lead. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 547. That's into left field for Raines, and that's going to get to the wall behind Raines, and Simmons will have a double. That'll also be the first point of fatigue against Smith. I'll get the spin down for that in just a second. Batter now is Gibson. Gibson tonight is 0 for 2. We are going to get some activity in the Expos bullpen as starting to get loose for Montreal. Let's see, righties, lefties, an even split. The Expos are going to get... I think they want to eat up some innings, so the Expos are going to get David Palmer warming up. And we'll see if the kitty cat is still crying after Gibson after this inning's over. As Palmer is starting to warm up. Smith will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Tiger Stadium suddenly back to life. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 159. And a 159 is going to be a fly ball into shallow right field. Dawson coming in for that one. He will make the catch. 1 out in the inning. The throw comes in quickly and keeps Simmons right where he is at second base. That is a big-time fly out by Gibson. Batter now is Flynn. Flynn tonight is 0 for 1. Remember, he came in when Whitaker was injured back in the 3rd, I think Whitaker went out. Smith will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will deal. That is a 384. And a 384 is going to get popped up on the infield. Going into foul territory, first base is Shines. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Two outs in the inning, and the batter now is Evans. Evans tonight is 0 for 2. Smith trying to pitch around a leadoff double. He will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Tiger Stadium is loud. Smith will set, and he will pitch. That is a 695, which is going to turn into a 715, and oh boy, Evans is into one. That is deep to center field. Evans with a power of a 9. Does he cut into this Expos lead? Let me just make sure I've got that straight. I do. And Evans got under that one. He got under that one just enough. Going back for that one is going to be Webster. He's back to the track near the wall, but he will just barely have room to track that one down, make the catch, and retire the side. A leadoff double goes for nothing for the Tigers. The Expos still with a 4-1 lead after 6. Stadium and Ben Witt's groan. Ugh. Evans thought he had a hold of that one, but Webster able to track it down. And looks like the Tiger is still crying right now. So close, but so far away. I'm not going to try singing because I think you guys would probably run away if I were to try to sing here. Morris will finish up his warm-up tosses, but we are going to get some activity in the Tigers' bullpen as the Tigers look like they're going to want to eat up some innings here. Let's see. Righty, switch. The Tigers are going to get... No, No, not him. They're going to get Randy O'Neal warming up. Leading off the top of the 7th is Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald tonight is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Let's just tab into OBS real quick. Everything looks good there. Okay. 4-1 Expos for the top of the 7th. Morris continuing to pitch. He will get the sign from Parrish. He will set and he will pitch. That is a 166. And a 166 is going to be a leadoff walk for Fitzgerald. That'll also be the first point of fatigue on Morris. Shines is going to come out of the game. The Expos are going to pinch hit for Shines. They want to try to get some offense here to put the pressure on Detroit here. So let me find pinch hit. There we are. And coming into pinch hit for the Expos, everything looks good there. So coming into pinch hit for the Expos, and to take over at first base is going to be Andres Galarraga. 187 average, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs in 85. We'll get the spin down counter from Morris as well to track his fatigue. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Tiger Stadium know the Tigers need to get out of trouble here. Morris will set and he will pitch. That is a 396. And a 396 is going to get popped up on the infield. Going into foul territory for that one is going to be Evans. He will make the catch for out number 1 in the inning. Batter now is Washington. Washington tonight is 0 for 3. 4-1 Expos lead here in the top of the 7th. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set and he will pitch. That is a 556. That's over to third base, where Brookins waits for that one, and a 556. That's going to get through Brookins, and that'll be a base hit into left field. Fitzgerald is not going to try to extend that, but that'll be the second point of pitcher fatigue on Morris. And the batter now, the double play was always available. Batter now, however, is Dawson. Dawson is 0 for 3. Kind of think he might be due. But if he's due, that's probably the death knell for the Tigers in this game. Fitzgerald edging off of second. Washington on first. Morris knows he's got to be careful with Dawson. A mistake probably puts game 1 all but out of reach. Morris will get the sign from Parrish. He will set and he will pitch. That is a 174. And a 174 is going to be a walk, and the bases are now full of Expos. Wow. Bases are full of Expos. The infield has got to play in. Batter now is Raines. Raines tonight is 1 for 3 with a single, but that is going to be it for Morris. The Tigers cannot afford to let this one get further out of hand. They have to go to the bullpen here. Coming in to pitch for the Tigers, once this decides it wants to cooperate with me, is going to be Randy O'Neal. 5-5 with a 3.24 ERA, 94 and a third innings pitched, 52 strikeouts, 36 walks, 8 home runs in 85. Unfortunately for Morris, all 3 of the runners on base are his problem. O'Neal trying to get out of trouble here. He will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Tiger Stadium are very, very nervous. O'Neill will set, and he will pitch. A 140. And a 140 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Back for that one is going to be Grubb. He will make the catch, and that is out number 2. Two outs, and the batter now is Law. Law tonight is 0 for 3. Fans at Tiger Stadium still nervous, hoping the Tigers can stay out of disaster. O'Neill will get the sign from Parrish. Fans are loud. O'Neill will set, and he will pitch. That is a 218. 218 against a righty is going to turn into a 418. And a 418, that is going to be a walk, and O'Neill is going to walk in a run. Fitzgerald will trot to the plate. The carousel will turn. Fitzgerald will trot to the plate. Everybody else moves up. 5-1 Expos. Stadium groans. Ugh. Here is Wallach. Not a name you want to hear when the bases are loaded. Wallach tonight, though, is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Fans at Tiger Stadium just got very, very nervous. They know Wallach has got the power to blow this game wide open. O'Neill has got to stop that from happening. He will get the sign from Parrish. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. O'Neill will set, and he will pitch. That is a 354. And a 354 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Trammell will grab that one. He'll throw that to Flynn. That'll get Law, and that will retire the side. Stadium sighs. Phew. But the Expos managed to extend their lead. 1 run on 3 walks and a hit. The Expos now have a 5-1 lead as we head into the 7th inning stretch. Sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I will take a small break. Could have been worse, but as Yogi Berra said, it's getting late early. Yeah, indeed it is. I should mention that the poll for the Summer 2025 Project Selection Show, or from the Project Selection Show, is now live. So if you want to influence what project comes to the channel in the summer, find the poll in my posts on my channel and cast a vote. The more votes this project gets, the more dice it'll roll on the 1985 season recap and review show. Our next game in this series will be tomorrow night. We will be right back here at Tiger Stadium for Game 2 of this World Series. Dan Petrie will be starting for the Tigers, and Bill Gullickson will be starting for the Expos. The question is, will the Expos have a 1-0 lead? We will have to go through the rest of the game to find that out. A couple of orders of business we need to tend to. First order of business is going to be about our first baseman. Galarraga is going to take over at first base. And on a related note, Smith is going to come out of this game. The Expos are going to go to the bullpen. They do not want to take any chances on Smith's fatigue running out of control. Coming in to take over for the Expos is going to be David Palmer, 7-10 with a 3.71 ERA, 135 2/3 innings pitched, 106 strikeouts, 67 walks, 5 home runs in 85. Excuse me. He will have the bottom of the order to deal with. Here's Grubb. Grubb tonight is 0 for 2. And Digital Diamond does not want to close out of the lineup for me. There we go. Palmer will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. Palmer will set, and he will pitch. That is a 274 against a lefty. 274. Grubb's going to get frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That is out number 1. Caught just enough of the inside corner that Palmer will get the call. And Fitzgerald did a great job framing the pitch. 1 out in the inning. Parrish, now the batter. Parrish is 0 for 1, but he reached on an error. Palmer will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 2-12 against a righty. That'll turn into a 4-12, and against a righty, that'll be a ground ball over to short. Brooks will pick that one up. He'll throw that over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Garby, now the batter. Garby tonight is 0 for 2. He's struck out twice. Palmer looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 536. That's over to first base, Galarraga, and that'll be hit right to him. Galarraga will wave Palmer off coming over to the bag. He'll take that over himself, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Expos here, or go the Tigers here in the bottom of the 7th. Montreal with a 5-1 lead after 7. Top of the 8th coming up, and the batter now is Webster. Webster is the reason the Expos have this lead. He is 1 for 2 with a walk and a 3-run homer. That'll probably give him player of the game honors tonight. O'Neill will look in at Parrish for the sign. Fans at Tiger Stadium are in shock at what they've seen tonight. O'Neill will set, and he will pitch. That is a 222. And against a switch left, being a switch left saves him because Webster's going to get frozen by the heat for strike 3. That is out number 1. Webster thought it was outside, but the umpire says no. You're out. 1 out in the inning. Batter now is Brooks. Brooks tonight is 0 for 3. He's grounded out 3 times. O'Neill will get the sign from Parrish. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 482 against a righty. 482 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Back for that one is going to be Garby. He will make the catch, and that is out number 2. Batter now is Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald tonight is 1 for 1 with a single and 2 walks. O'Neill looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 690. And a 690 is going to be a base hit for Fitzgerald. He will continue the inning. And I need to check to see if O'Neill was at his fatigue inning. He was not yet. Batter now is Galarraga. Galarraga tonight is 0 for 1. He came in the... When did he come in? I think he came in the 6th, I want to say. Anywho, I forget when he came in. O'Neill will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 555. That's over to Brookins at third base. And that'll be a ground ball right to him. He'll take his time with that, throw it across the diamond, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the hit for the Expos. I got to update my line score here. Still 5-1 Montreal as we get set for the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th for the Tigers brings us to the bottom of their order. Batter now is Brookins. Brookins tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk. Palmer continuing to pitch. He will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. Palmer will set, and he will pitch. That is a 521. That's Fitzgerald. And this time, Fitzgerald gets Brookins to chase for strike 3. That is out number 1. Trammell, now the batter. Trammell is 0 for 1, actually he's 0 for 3 tonight. Palmer will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 432 against a righty. 432 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Dawson coming in for that one slightly. He'll make that catch on the run. 2 outs in the inning. Two outs, and the batter now is Simmons. Simmons tonight is 3 for 3. He's got 2 singles and a double. Palmer will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Tiger Stadium not liking what they see. Palmer will set, and he will pitch. That is a 313. And Simmons swings through a changeup for strike 3, inning over. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers here in the bottom of the 8th. Montreal holding on to a 5-1 lead after 8. We're going to get some activity in the Tigers' bullpen as starting to get loose for the Tigers. Let's see, we're back to the top of the order, so switch righty switch. The Tigers are going to get Aurelio Lopez warming up in the bullpen. O'Neill is going to come out to start the 9th. We're also going to get activity in the Expos bullpen. I think Palmer's at... Yep, Palmer's going to get his fatigue inning. The Expos are going to get... They've got the Tigers have the heart of the order coming up. Lefty, righty, lefty, huh? The Expos are going to get a couple different pitchers warming up. They're going to get Jack O'Connor warming up, but they're also going to get Jeff Reardon warming up in case Palmer runs into trouble and this turns into a save situation. Where did my pen go? Here it is. O'Neill is out to pitch the top of the 9th. He's looking at the top of the order for the Expos. Here's Washington. Washington tonight is 1 for 4. He's got a single. Expos know they're 3 outs away from taking, or they're 6 outs away from taking Game 1 of this World Series. O'Neill will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 406, and a 406 against a righty is going to be a ground ball over to second. Flynn will grab that one. He will throw that over to first for out number 1. Here's Dawson. Dawson tonight is 0 for 3, but he has a walk. O'Neill looking in at Parrish for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 175, and a 175 is going to be a base hit into right field. Dawson will be content with the single, and that'll be the first point of pitcher fatigue against O'Neill. But the Tigers are going to try to tell him, hey, finish the inning. Lopez needs a little more time to get loose. Double play depth for the Tigers, and the batter now is Raines. Raines tonight is 1 for 4, but he scored an Expos run. Dawson, not a threat to steal, he will hold. Raines is going to swing away. O'Neill will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 356, and a 356 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Flynn will grab that one. He'll throw that to Trammell. That'll get Dawson, but the relay won't be in time. Raines has got great speed. He will beat the relay. 2 outs in the inning. He'll reach on a fielder's choice. Two outs, and the batter now is Law. Law tonight is 0 for 3, but he has a walk. Raines has got great speed, but he's not going anywhere. O'Neill will get the sign from Parrish. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 3:30. And a 3:30, Law's going to get frozen by a changeup for strike 3, inning over. Nothing across except the hit for the Expos, but it is still 5-1 Montreal heading into the bottom of the ninth, where now we have the age-old question to answer of, will we see some ninth inning magic? Hold on. As Philip Anderson now joins us here at Tiger Stadium. And Ben Witz is definitely hoping for the ninth inning magic. And that 3-run home run that you're talking about, Ben, did come in the sixth. Mitch Webster popped that one, and then the Expos got a bases-loaded walk. Palmer is going to come out of the game, coming in to pitch for the Expos and try to close this game out. The Expos are going to turn once Digital Diamond decides it wants to cooperate with me. Coming in to pitch for the Expos is going to be Jack O'Connor. 0-2 with a 4.94 ERA. 23 2/3 innings pitched, 16 strikeouts, 13 walks, 1 home run, and 85. He has the unenviable task of dealing with the heart of the Tigers' order, though. Here's Gibson. Gibson tonight, though, is 0 for 3. Ben is probably hoping Gibson's due for one here. O'Connor looking in at Fitzgerald for the sign. Expos lead 5-1, bottom of the ninth, game 1 of the World Series. O'Connor will set, and he will pitch. That is a 156, and that's a fly ball into right field. Dawson back for that one. He's back near the track, but he'll have enough room to make the catch. Out number 1 in the inning. One out, and here's Flynn. Flynn tonight is 0 for 2. He came in for Whitaker being injured back in the third. O'Connor gets the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud, hoping the Tigers can pull this one off. O'Connor will set, and he will pitch. That is a 185, and a 185 is going to be a bloop single for Flynn. He will get on with a bloop single. That'll just get out of the infield, but just out counts here. The Expos will go to double play depth, as the batter now is Evans. Evans tonight is 0 for 3. Another one Ben probably hopes is due. Flynn, not a threat to steal, he will hold. O'Connor will get the sign from Fitzgerald. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 436, and a 436 is going to be grounded right in front of the plate. Fitzgerald will get off the plate. He will throw that over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Flynn will make it over to second. And the last chance for the Tigers tonight is going to come down to Johnny Grubb. Grubb tonight is 0 for 3. Expos 1 out away from taking the 1-0 lead in the World Series. Grubb trying to get on to extend the game and get to Parrish. O'Connor will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Fans at Tiger Stadium are loud. O'Connor will set, and he will pitch. That is a 577. That's into left field. That's going to drop in front of... That's going to get to the wall behind Raines. That'll be a double. Flynn will come around to score. Flynn will come around to score. Grubb will go to second. 5-2 Expos. Stadium cheers. Yay! Batter now is Parrish. Parrish tonight is 0 for 2. He reached on an error, and that is going to be it for O'Connor. The Expos are going to try to land the finishing blow here in game 1. And yeah, that is a major story as well, where Flynn had to come in for Whitaker, who got injured earlier in the second, I believe. But O'Connor's going to come out of the game, coming in to try to finish off the Tigers in game 1. The Expos have had enough. The Expos have had about enough of the funny business. Coming in to try to finish the Tigers is going to be Jeff Reardon. 2-8 with 41 saves, 3.18 ERA, 87 2/3 innings pitched, 67 strikeouts, 26 walks, 7 home runs, and 85. His job is to get Parrish out and finish this game. Reardon will get the sign from Fitzgerald. Tiger Stadium on their feet. Reardon will set, he will kick, and he will pitch. Into a 321. And a 321. Parrish swings through the curveball. Strike 3. That's your game. The Montreal Expos survive a 9th inning rally from the Tigers to take this one by a final score of 5-2. They also take, more importantly, the Expos also will take the 1-0 lead in the World Series. Stadium groans. Ugh. The 3-run home run was indeed the difference. Final line score coming up. Digital Diamond is being a little bit slow with me, so my apologies on the line score taking so long. And no surprise here that Webster is going to be the player of the game. For the Expos, 5 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. For the Tigers, 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors. Winning pitcher tonight is going to be Bryn Smith. He will pick up the win. Jack Morris will take a tough loss, and Jeff Reardon will get the save. And the Expos will get the 1-0 lead in this World Series. And that will do it for Game 1 of this 1985 World Series. Still busy coming up on the channel. Once again, the poll for the Summer 2025 project is live, so go and vote on that if you want to influence what project might be coming to the channel. More votes a project gets, the more dice it'll roll during the 1985 season recap and reveal show. As for what's coming up immediately on the channel, tomorrow night we will be right back here at Tiger Stadium for Game 2 of the World Series. Tomorrow night will be Dan Petrie going for the Tigers and Bill Gullickson going for the Expos. We will also be playing game number 6 on my War Room list as we're playing Twilight 2000 from Free League Publishing. And Ben, always a pleasure to have you stop by for the banter, and thanks for the kind words on enjoying the game. Wednesday, we're going to be playing game number 7 on my War Room list as we play 5 Parsecs from Home from Modiphius Entertainment. Monday, we'll be having Pinot with Phoenix, which is my end-of-month show for March 2025. Saturday next week, we'll be in a new cookbook for Mystical Munchies, but I'll have more on that during Pinot with Phoenix. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. The Montreal Expos get a 3-run home run from Mitch Webster in the top of the 6th inning and ride that to a 5-2 victory in Game 1 of the World Series and a 1-0 series lead. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Game 2.